Congratulations. If you are saying this, if these words just crossed your screen at this exact moment, you are standing at the threshold of something that most people walk right past without ever noticing. And what you're about to realize is that getting paid just to exist isn't some abstract spiritual idea or a motivational poster on a wall. It's not a vague promise from a self-help book you skimmed once and forgot. It's an actual, tangible, structural shift in the way value moves through the world. And it's already happening all around you while most people are still filing it away, grinding away at things that don't matter, trying to force doors open that were never meant for them. But you feel it, don't you? That low hum under the surface of your day, the sense that something is different now, that the old rules don't quite apply the way they used to, that all the effort you've been pouring into the usual pathways, the networking, the strategic planning, the careful positioning, somehow those things feel like they are losing their grip. And yet, there is this other thing, this quieter current that keeps pulling at you, telling you to stop trying so hard to fit into a shape that was never yours. You have been catching glimpses of it in the quiet moments, maybe in the shower, usually, maybe in the 5 minutes before you fall asleep, maybe in the middle of a workday when you look around and you think, is this really it? Is this really it? That feeling is not just a feeling. It's information. It's data, that system your parents trusted, the system your teachers prepared you for, the system that promised safety and predictability in exchange of compliance. That system is now actively working against the way thing it was designed to protect. And the reason it's working against you is because you are not meant to be protected from the world. You are meant to move through it like water through a riverbed, finding your own path, carving your own shape, creating your own current. The old game was about fitting into a pre-cut mold. The new game is about being so fully yourself that the mold breaks just by you standing near it. Think about the last time you tried to force something to happen. Maybe it was a job application. You spent hours perfecting a business proposal. You tailored over and over again a creative project. You agonized over trying to make it look like what you thought people wanted. And what happened? Probably not much, or at least not what you hoped for, because forcing things is a signal you are sending to the universe that you don't trust the natural flow of things. You are essentially saying, I don't believe that what's meant for me will come to me. So I have to grab it and wrestle it into submission. And that energy, that desperate crowing energy, is palpable to everyone around you. It's the opposite of attractive. It's repelling exactly what you want. But here's the part that will shift everything. When you let go of that forcing, when you relax into the simple act of being who you actually are, not who you think you should be, not who your family expects you to be, not who your resume says you are, but the real, unvanished, slightly weird, deeply specific version of you that exists beneath all those layers. Something fascinating happens. The world starts to respond. Not because you're asking it to, but because you are finally broadcasting a clear signal. And a clear signal, a signal that's purely authentic without any static or interference. That's the only thing in this entire universe that can actually attract what's meant for you. Let me describe something to you and see if it rings true. You have had those moments where you are doing something you genuinely love, because that lights you, that thing lights you up from the inside, and suddenly opportunities starts appearing out of nowhere. Someone reaches out with an offer you never asked for. A door swings open that you didn't even know existed. An idea drops into your mind that feels like it came from somewhere else entirely, fully formed and urgent. That's not coincidence. That's the universe meeting you at the frequency you are broadcasting on. That's the algorithm of reality matching your signal with the exact counterpart it was always meant to find. But most people never trust that moment. They get the download, they feel the inspiration, and then they talk themselves out of it. Sabotage it. That's too simple, they say. That couldn't possibly work. I don't have the credentials. Who am I to do that? And they shut it down before it ever gets a chance to breathe. That shut it down because they have been conditioned to believe that value has to be earned through struggle, that money has to be extracted through effort, that success has to be bloodied and bruised before it's valid. But the conditioning is exactly what's keeping them stuck in a game that no longer exists. The world has moved on. The economy has moved on. Conscious itself has moved on. And the ones who are still fighting the old battle, still trying to prove their worth through exhaustion, they are going to wake up one day and realize they have been running on a treadmill that wasn't even plugged in. Here's what the new landscape actually looks like. It's built entirely on resonance, not credentials, not resumes, not carefully crafted profiles. Resonance. The simple, undeniable, bone-deep recognition that happens when one person's authentic expression meets another person's authentic need. This is why creators who just started yesterday are outpacing institutions that have existed for centuries. It's not because they are smarter or harder working. It's because they are more real. They are not hiding behind a corporate speak. They are not filtering themselves through layers of professional decor. They're just showing up, being themselves, and letting the people who need them find them. And this is where the money part gets interesting, because when we talk about getting paid to exist, We're not talking about some magical system where dollars just rain down from the sky for no reason. We are talking about something much more grounded than that. We're talking about the recognition that your unique existence, your specific perspective, your particular blend of experiences and insights and sensitivities. That combination is not a coincidence. It was assembled with precision by every moment of your life. Every difficulty, every triumph, every late night conversation, every heartbreak, every burst of unexpected joy, all of it was calibrating you to see what no one else can see and to express it in a way that only you can. And here is what that actually looks like in practice. I have seen people in my own community, people I've never met face to face, people in comments and messages who have made this leap and watched their entire lives reconfigure around it. Yeah. One person told me about getting fired from a job where they never fit in, the kind of job that felt like wearing shoes 2 sizes too small every single day. You know that feeling. And instead of panicking, instead of rushing back into the same kind of position, they took it as a sign. They started creating videos, living their passion, expressing themselves authentically, and everything shifted. The people who needed what they had to offer started showing up. The opportunities that had always felt just out of reach started landing in their lap. They went from dreading Monday mornings to waking up excited about what they were going to create that day. Another story that hit me hard was a woman, no names, in her 70s who get working for people when she was 18 and never looked back. She's been living her purpose, elevating the world in her own way, having so much fun that the very idea of retirement doesn't even apply to her because she's never been doing something she needed to retire from. She's been doing what she loves so consistently for so long that work and life and play and purpose all just melted into one thing. And that's what's available to every single person watching this, regardless of age, regardless of background, regardless of where you are starting from. It's not about being young. It's about being willing. And then there is the person who quit their job, left an abusive relationship, and poured everything into their art. They ended up living in a gated community, rent-free, with no expectations on them at all. They are getting paid just for being there, just for existing in their authentic expression, because the world recognized the value of what they were bringing and made space for it. You have to understand that that kind of thing is not rare. It's not an exception. It's the rule that we have been taught to ignore. When you show up as your full self, the world rearranges to accommodate you. It has no choice. That's the law of resonance working exactly as it was designed to. Think about the people who are already doing this. The ones you follow, the ones you admire, the ones whose content makes you feel seen and understood. and hopeful. They are not doing anything that you cannot do. They don't have some secret formula you are missing. They have just taken the leap, faced the fear, and started sharing what they have. And the feedback they get, the love they receive, the support that flows to them, it's not because they got the hook right or figured out the perfect thumbnail. It's because when you listen to them, you can feel their heart. You can feel the authenticity. It cuts through all the noise and lands someone somewhere deep inside you that doesn't need to be convinced. It just knows. That's exactly what we're all starving for. Not more polished content, not more perfectly crafted pictures, not more carefully managed personal brands. We want something real. We want something raw. We want something vulnerable because we want the truth. And when someone has the courage to stand up and offer their truth, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect, even if it doesn't hit all the right notes, it's so unmistakably refreshing that we cannot help but be drawn to it. It's like fresh air, fresh water in a desert of recycled taking points and algorithm optimization. And the beauty of it is that when you take that step, when you finally offer your authentic self to the world, you start noticing that the people who are never going to get it, they just fall away. And that's a good thing. That's not failure. That's filtering. That's the universe doing you the favor of clearing out the noise so you can see the people who are actually meant to be in your circle. Because like attracts like. When you try to please everyone, you please no one. But when you stand firmly in your own truth, you draw in the people who resonate with that truth. And those are the people who will support you, who will pay for what you create, who will champion you to others. That's how the new economy works. Not through mass appeal, but through deep connection. So many of us have spent our whole lives believing that we have to be miserable, that we have to work hard at things that don't fulfill us, that there is no other way to survive. We have been hardwired to earn our right to exist. The conditioning runs so deep that even when we start to feel the weight lifting, there is this voice that comes back and says, you are not allowed to be this free. You are not allowed to be this happy. That voice is the old programming fighting for its life. It's the ghost of the system you grew up in, trying to pull you back into the game you have already outgrown. But listen to me carefully. You are not the exception to this. You are not someone who missed the boat or doesn't have what it takes. There is nothing special about the people who are already doing this that you don't have access to. They just acted. They just, pressed record. They just put words on the page. They just started before they felt ready. And you can do that right now. You don't need to figure all that out, to figure it all out first. You don't need to have the perfect plan. You don't need to wait until you are more qualified or more experienced or more anything. The world is moving so fast that your imperfections, your rough edges, your unique perspective that no one else has, those are not liabilities. They are your entire competitive advantage. The barriers to enter that used to exist in every creative field have collapsed completely. You don't need permission from anyone. You don't need a degree. You don't need a publisher or a label or like a gallery or a board of directors. You just need the courage to start, and the willingness to keep going. The technology is already in your pocket. The audience is already out there, scattered across the planet, desperately searching for exactly what you have. They are not looking for something fake. They are looking for something real, something that hasn't been manufactured and optimized, sterilized, until all the life got squeezed out of it. They are looking for you. And when you finally give yourself permission to do that, when you finally let yourself be seen and heard and known exactly as you are, the transformation that happens is profound. It's not just about money. It's not just about money. Though the money does come. It's about liberation. It's about the sense of freedom that floods your entire being when you stop performing and start living. It's about the energy that comes back to you when you stop expending all your effort on things that drain you. It's about the purpose that takes root in your chest and starts growing until it's bigger than your doubts, bigger than your fears, bigger than the stories you've been telling yourself about why you cannot do this. During my practice, I've seen people like they are scared. They were scared because they have been conditioned to believe that their survival depends on playing it safe. They have been trained to value security over expression, conformity over authenticity, safety over freedom. But here's the thing you need to understand. The old structure that promised safety, the corporate jobs, the steady paychecks, the predictable career paths, those structures are crumbling. They are not safe anymore. Yeah. They just felt safe because we didn't know any different. So the question isn't whether you should take the leap. The question is whether you are going to wait until the ground crumbles beneath you and you are forced to leap, or whether you are going to choose it now, while you still have the power to direct your landing. Because the shift is already happening. The game has already changed. The opportunities is already here. And you can feel it, can't you? You've been feeling it for a while now. That restlessness, that nagging sense that there is something more for you. That quiet voice that keeps telling you to trust yourself, to go for it, to stop holding back. That voice is not wrong. That voice is the most honest thing you will ever hear. It's the part of you that hasn't been broken by the conditioning. It's the part of you that remembers what you came here to do. And the only thing standing between you and the life you've been imagining is your willingness to listen to that voice and act on it. Not to act on it perfectly. That's important. Not to act on it with a fully formed plan. Just to act on it. To take one step in the direction it's pointing. To share one thing you've been holding back. To show up once as the person you actually are rather than the person you have been pretending to be. The first step is the hardest, but after you take it, you will realize that the fear you were carrying was just a projection, just a shadow cast by the old version of you that's already on its way out. And once you step into the new version of yourself, the one that creates from your heart and expresses from your authentic self, you will find that everything starts to align. The right people appear, the right opportunities materialize, the resources you need to show up at the exact moment you need them. It all happens so naturally, so effortlessly, that you will wonder why you waited so long. And when you look back from that place, from the future where you have already made the leap, you will realize that the money, the recognition, the fulfillment, all of it was always waiting for you. It was never a matter of deserving it. It was never a matter of earning it. It was only a matter of aligning with it. Of finally, fully, irrevocably choosing to exist as you truly are, and allowing the world to respond to that existence the way it was always meant to be. Because the world needs what you have. It needs your heart. It needs your art. It needs your voice. And it's ready to honor you for it. So look at what just happened. You saw this. You felt something shift. That's the signal, that's the sign, that's the universe telling you that it's time. The big money that's coming, it's not just a nice idea, it's the natural consequence of you stepping into your full power. It's closer than you think. It's already on its way. The only question left is whether you are ready to receive it. The only question, are you ready to receive it?